Man, shout out to my brother Spider. Look, man, I tapped in with him and I wanted to get some information. I wanted to be as accurate as possible before I went live because these type of things you want to get all your ducks in order before you go live, especially speak on this type of situation. You know, if Spider look on it, he gonna come with the real and stuff. So, I just wanted to make sure that I had mostly all of the information before I spoke on it. So, in case you guys don't know, Tory Lanez was, you know what I'm saying, he was act like 14 times. So left to a hospital, in all likelihood, to a bed and all that kind of stuff. But I'm saying he had a collapsed lungs. Now it's been confirmed by some Mexicans. Now, with that being said, in all likelihood, this was it was one of the most bold trials that I ever seen in my life. None of the circumstantial evidence, no video, no audio, no DNA, but somehow, some way, he still, and not to mention suppressed, and suppressed, and not to mention, um, they withheld a lot of information. So, that could possibly got it off. So this is one of the most bogus case I had. So now, abruptly, it came out of nowhere. Now, a bring itself aside. I was thinking to myself, why would they care about what's going on with Tory Lanez at this point? This is an outside job, and this ain't no conspiracy stuff. Like I said, I got people that been that's been down. I never made it that far. As far as I went was county. I'm glad, and I'm not knocking nobody that been to the pen, but I talk to people too. So like I said, I just wanted to make sure I got the facts in order. Now people gonna probably come on here, hey man, you baiting and all that kind. I ain't baiting. I'm just telling the truth. I'm just telling the truth. Look what's going on the outside. Look what's going on. Like for real, there ain't no black and brown unity, man. It's cap. It's been cap. And blacks and Mexicans been going at it in the pen forever. Because at the end of the day, when people tried to form an alliance with them, they formed an alliance with the Nazis, all them people, all those anti-black hate. So the pen showed that there wasn't no black and brown alliance. Of course, somebody gonna come on here talking crazy and saying I'm just telling the truth. This has been going on for decades. For decades. So I listen to the Brother Spider Lokes channel, and somebody called him exclusively. That's on the inside. He basically broke down what happened. He said it was some foul play, and usually when it was some foul play, that means something was orchestrated. This sound like exactly what happened. Unfortunately, listen. Just like what happened with Felix Mitchell many years ago. It was some foul play with that. First of all, Tory Lanez shouldn't even be in jail. And then at the same time, why they got that man in GP? He shouldn't even be in GP. So when he recovering, he got to get PC'd up. That's just real talk. And I ain't one of these panderers. I don't care for nobody, man. I'm just calling it right down the middle. The case was bogus. I believe everything that Tory Lanez father said when he named some names, and who the names he named. Keep in mind there was some stuff going on with Tory Lanez because he found a way to make money and get around the record labels and stuff. As soon as he started talking, then weird stuff started happening. And this always happens. This always happens. And you got people that scared to just say, like, you got people that scared to like speak on this type of stuff. Man, I'm not scared to speak on this type of stuff. I don't give a fuck about Megan Thee Stallion. Fuck that bitch. Because in my heart of hearts, I believe she lied on the dude and she put an innocent black man in jail. And I ain't pulling no punches about that. If you want to go, if you want to put on your cape and cape for her, listen, you go right ahead. I believe that Megan Thee Stallion is a liar. She changed her story, and at the end of the day, we know who really shot her, and Megan Thee Stallion know who really shot her. And the person that shot her, all but damn near hinted that she was the one that did it. Nah, the other guy. Not Diddy, the other guy. The Joe Camel looking dude. Joe Camel. That dude. The one, the one that got the one that got an informant working for him. The one that got an informant working for him that got caught with 30 birds and snitched on her plug. That dude. That dude. It's on YouTube. Go back and listen to what Tory Lanez father said. They suppressed a lot of evidence. They wouldn't allow a lot of evidence to be used. They denied testimony. So this court case was bogus. It was bogus from the jump. And like I said, I covered that case. And if y'all was listening to my channel, I covered that case from top to bottom. Many people believe that Tory Lanez was going to beat the case. I'm talking about expert lawyers were saying they were shocked when he got convicted. So I'm just keeping it up. He shouldn't even been in GP. But here he is. First, they tried to just make it look like he only got yacked like 1 or 2 times. He got yacked like 14 times. They say he got yacked in the face, say he got yacked in the back of the head, said he got yacked and all over his body. So in case you don't know what yak mean, that you know what I'm saying, yak, 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 yak. So if you've been to, if you been to county and all that stuff and been to jail and all that kind of stuff, that's just terminology for getting, getting shanked. So they have a lot of different terminologies. That's what Ice Cube meant when he said taking that yak to the neck on a Check Yourself remix. So yeah, here's the thing. Yeah, here's the thing though. See, they messing with my, you know what I'm saying? They messing with my stream because I'm kicking that real. Yeah, listen, we all know we all know who it was. We all know who it was, and it is what it is. Like people want to play these games. They had witnesses that confirmed that he wasn't the dude that they had testimony from several people that talked about the fight, and they said who had a weapon, and it wasn't him. But you had these black feminists, you had these like for real, you had these fun boys that all piled on, like piled on Tory Lanez, and basically you had TMZ, you had Harvey Nim, because you know how Harvey Nim loved to demonize black men and stuff. Like I said, this trial was preposterous. It was a travesty. When I say it was a travesty, it was a flat out travesty. It was it I was thinking to myself, damn, did they really just do this right before? Did they really just convict this dude with no video evidence, no audio? He tested the weapon for DNA. They couldn't find his DNA. I mean, come on, man. But like I said, it's been confirmed who was behind, who was behind the shanking. So, and I heard one of the dudes say that they gonna rectify this, and I'm just saying, okay, okay, cool. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And I heard he was working on getting a new trial, in which he should. At the end of the day, he should. What he should do, life is in danger. The liar. She changed her story several times about what happened. I believe that it's a joint effort, orchestrated lie on that man that framed that dude. And I ain't being sentimental about it. I'm just calling it how I see it. It looked like this is gonna be it. So when nobody don't like, I'm just keep else. I don't know how much he have else. I don't know how much he have left. I would try to get. I would do whatever it takes to get me transferred out of that prison. And that's just real talk. He been down for like he went down like I think in real talk. He been down for like he went down like I think in 20